So Leumas gonna go ahead, activate Ancient Gear Catapult, destroying the Gear Town, summoning out the Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon from the deck. Gear Town gonna activate, and when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Ancient Gear monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And you know what? Leumas says, I could summon out a monster from my deck, but you know what? I'm gonna summon another Reactor Dragon from my hand just so I can have twin Reactor Dragons on my side of the field. And now he's gonna go for the attack in the battle phase. Welcome to Fantasia, home of the Melodias. My name's Azallea, and today, gonna be bringing you guys a little stream highlight. So this highlight was actually taken as an excerpt from last week's stream. If you guys want to tune into future live streams, I go live every Saturday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, so come join in on the fun. But anyway, without any further ado, let's just jump right into this, and I'll see you guys at the end of the video. Okay, so here we have Kilu versus Leumas. Leumas says, take care of me. Well, we'll just have to see if Kilu goes nice on you. Alright, Kilu says no worries with a winky face, so we're getting all kinky up in here just in time for the duel to start. So let's go ahead and take a look at what Kilu versus Leumas is gonna look like. Both players have drawn 5 cards. It looks like Kilu is going first. So let's go ahead and see what deck he might be bringing to the table this time around. So both of these players haven't had a feature yet, and both of them, well, let's see. Kilu going ahead, starting off by summoning Beat, Swordsman of the Skyframe Brigade. Well, that is the OCG name, which sounds much cooler than Beat, Bladesman for hire. So Beat gonna go ahead and summon Bravo, Fighter for hire. And Bravo gonna go ahead and be summoned alongside of Beat. Beat can go ahead and search now that another for hire monster was special summoned alongside of it, and he searched for a copy of Wiz. Alright, so something important to note is that these monsters right here, these for hire monsters, now have a link monster of their own, which is a very powerful one at that, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. So we see Raphael being summoned to his side of the field, and he reveals 2 cards. He revealed Beat and he revealed Storm Mirror Force, in which case he chose for a copy of Storm Mirror Force. So he has 3 monsters on his side of the field. He has Beat, he has Bravo, he has Raphael, and his opponent Leumas is going to go ahead and activate the Terraforming, going ahead and search out for a copy of Gear Town. So we see Ancient Gears coming down. Now it's very important to note that Ancient Gears have the effect where when they attack, the opponent can't activate spell or trap cards. That Storm Mirror Force might not be too useful in this specific matchup, so that's definitely something that is, well, gonna be a problem for Kilu. So Leumas gonna go ahead, activate Ancient Gear Catapult, destroying the Gear Town, summoning out the Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon from the deck. Gear Town gonna activate, and when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Ancient Gear monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And you know what? Leumas says, I could summon out a monster from my deck, but you know what? I'm gonna summon another Reactor Dragon from my hand just so I can have twin Reactor Dragons on my side of the field. And now he's gonna go for the attack in the battle phase. So rest in peace that back row. When Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon attacks, right, it can go ahead and destroy a spell or trap card on the field at the end of the damage step, so that is definitely something to keep in mind. And when this card attacks, the opponent cannot activate spell or trap cards or monster effects, so that is also something that's amazing, and it's probably one of the reasons why he summoned a second copy of Reactor Dragon out. So unfortunately, Kilu lost both of his back row Storm Mirror Force and a back to the front, so that is quite unfortunate. That back to the front could not be used before it got destroyed. And of course, Storm Mirror Force was searched out earlier, but is not going to be doing too much in this specific matchup against Ancient Gears. So it's all up to Kilu and see what he has in store for us on his next turn. He has 2 cards currently in his hand. He's going to draw 1 more later on. And it's very important to keep in mind that for hires have that link monster of their own that they can use to go ahead and draw a ton of cards for a ton of card advantage. Now, Ancient Gear Wyvern is being normal summoned here. Not really sure why it wasn't summoned earlier, but hey, to each their own right. So Ancient Gear Wyvern being summoned means that he cannot set cards for the rest of this turn, but what he can do is he can add one Ancient Gear card from his deck to his hand, which means it could be things like Ancient Gear Fusion, it could be Ancient Gear Catapult, it could be all these other support cards in the deck, but he opted to go for a copy of Ancient Gear Box. Now when Ancient Gear Box is added from the deck or the graveyard to the hand, except by drawing it, you can add one extra Earth Machine monster with 500 attack or defense from your deck to your hand. So this is a very good search card, and it gives you a lot of good fodder actually for things like your fusion plays. So now we have Ancient Gear Frame being searched out as well, but what is this? We have both of the Reactor Dragons being overlaid, both at level 9s, into the Phantom Fortress Enter Blathnir. And Enter Blathnir has 4 different effects. It can either banish a card that opponent controls, banish one random card from the opponent's hand, banish one card from your opponent's graveyard, or banish the top card from the opponent's deck face up. So he opted to go for banishing a card that the opponent controls, so rest in peace, bravo. He is resting in now the banished zone. Okay, so now what is going to go on here? What is Kilu going to be able to do with 3 cards in his hand? He's facing down a 2900 attack, Enter Blathnir, and an Ancient Gear Wyvern. It doesn't look like too difficult of a field to get over, but he has to keep in mind that the opponent does have Ancient Gear Box in his hand, along with an Ancient Gear Frame. Okay, so it looks like he's going to go ahead and normal summon Dampa, Marksman for Hire. So Dampa being normal summoned to his side of the field means that he can, during the main phase, special summon another for hire monster from his hand, in which case he's doing exactly that. So he's going to go ahead and summon a copy of Recon, the Scout for hire. So now that he has Recon and Dampa on his side of the field, both are actually level 2 wind monsters, and both are actually beast. And it looks like both both their artworks actually look very similar. That's actually kind of nice. I like that. So now Dampa, when a for hire monster is special summoned to his side of the field, when he is well, on the field, you can actually just go ahead and target one face-up card on the field and destroy it. So he destroyed the Enter Blathnir, so that's one problem card out of the way. Now we have Recon on the field right now, going ahead using its effect to special summon Wiz from the hand. Now Wiz, when it's special summoned, you gain 500 life points for each for hire monster you control with a different name, excluding itself, because of course an extra 500 would just be too busted, right? Now, this is a very interesting play that I see here. Both of the level 2 for hire monsters being overlaid for the Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin, just to attack over that Ancient Gear Wyvern. This is actually a really powerful rank 2 monster that was actually used in Lunalights back in the day as well. But yes, that's a very spicy play. So good job on Kilu. He has emptied his hand, so there's really no other threat now on the field, because none of these cards can activate during the opponent's turn, which is quite unfortunate. So Leumas is just going to go ahead and normal summon his Ancient Gear Hunting Hound. And when this card is normal summoned, you inflict 600 damage to your opponent. So ouch, whiz, not looking too good. Only recovering 500, but your opponent can deal 6. Okay. But the important thing is that Ancient Gear Hunting Hound has an effect on the field where once per turn you can fusion summon one Ancient Gear monster from your extra deck using monsters in the hand or field as fusion materials. And we see 4 monsters being thrown to the graveyard for the Chaos Ancient Gear Giant, which requires 4 Ancient Gear monsters. Now, this card is unaffected by spell and trap card effects, and your opponent's monster cannot activate their card effects during the battle phase, in which case this guy goes straight into the battle phase and smacks down for a ton of damage, leaving Kilu at 1800 life points and no monsters on his side of the field. He's top decking at this point and is not looking good. This card can attack all monsters the opponent controls once each, and if this card attacks a defense position monster, it can inflict piercing battle damage as well. So, oh man, Leumas succumbing to the fusion scum, man. Alright, Ancient Gear Giant is still there. Gonna go ahead, activate Gear Town. Ancient Gear Catapult in the graveyard is being activated. And this is all for Academia, guys. Fusion is master race, and if you like any other summoning method, oh man, are you in for a treat. So, Gear Town being destroyed, Ancient Gear Token being summoned from the Ancient Gear Catapult, Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon summoned as well, and attacking to finish things off. And here we go, Leumas proving why fusions are the best summoning mechanic in the game. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you would like to stay updated on future live streams, make sure to follow me on Twitter or join my Discord server. Links to both will be in the description down below. And until next time, take care.